Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jason back, and yesterday I talked about a very common underlying cause to a lot of health issues that are totally ignored, especially in weight loss. And I'm talking again about food sensitivities. Foods that you're eating, right, but they're hurting you. They're causing damage to the digestive system, to the immune system. They're causing what's called inflammation. And here's the main point, right? This is going on and you just don't know about it. But today, I want to talk a little bit more about this delayed response of your body, which makes it so hard to figure out with food sensitivities. And a great way to do that is by seeing them in comparison to something that most people understand a little bit better. And I'm talking about food allergies. Right? So now a food allergy is different. A food allergy is this exaggerated immune response. It's triggered by a specific substance. Doesn't have to be food, but it can be. But with a true food allergy, the portion of your immune system that's kind of being affected is called the IgE, right? IgE antibodies. And when most people think about food allergies, they're usually thinking about very fast reaction, right? Something that is life-threatening sometimes. For example, a patient may have a strawberry break out immediately in a rash or hives. You may think of a classic peanut allergy, for example, where a child has a peanut, tongue swells up, throat swells up, they can't breathe. No good. I like to think of the IgE. I like to remember it as E standing for emergency room. So the reaction is so fast in these things that, frankly, testing really isn't necessary because you know what the culprit is right away. But the thing is this, with sensitivities, it's different. Only 2 to 5% of the population has these severe reactions, but up to 60%, right? I mentioned this yesterday. 60% of Americans have this delayed reaction, this hidden reaction to things like dairy and gluten. That's the most common. This is very slow. It's a delayed response. It takes hours, it takes days for you to figure it out. And sometimes you don't figure it out at all. It's like the symptoms that people are dealing with, it's just part of their overall poor health. So they've learned to live with it or maybe to ignore it. But they're not identifying it as something from the food they're eating. 60%, 200 million people. So a food sensitivity now is caused by the inability for you to digest, right? It's in the digestive tract, not in the bloodstream like an allergy. And this causes damage to the gut, to the lining of the gut, causing inflammation. So again, foods that essentially, look at it this way, foods that essentially should stay in that tube, right, confined to the small intestine, are leaking out into the bloodstream, right? And then the immune system sees that they shouldn't be there, sees these food particles as foreign invaders, and they just go crazy. You get bloating, you get gas, you get all kinds of huge connection between the gut and the brain, right? Mood swings and anxiety. You definitely get weight loss resistance. It's like when you have a food sensitivity, no matter how little you eat, no matter how much you exercise, you can't lose weight no matter what. But again, the main difference is it's not this immediate reaction of a food allergy. It's delayed. And this is actually part of the immune system called the IgG, right? As opposed to the IgE. It's important to know the difference. So testing for food sensitivities, that is testing this delayed response, right? And we have, again, the coolest technology to do this in our office. We're testing for this 10 to 12, but up to 72-hour delayed immune response that, frankly, patients can't figure out on their own, right? They wake up on Friday, they feel like crap. Maybe they might think it's something they ate the night before. Usually they don't even think that. But the thing is, it could be something they ate on Monday. The time frame, in other words, is simply too much to do any sort of elimination test, right? So that's why we test objectively. We don't guess, we test. And what's weird is, a lot of people crave foods. They enjoy the foods to which they are sensitive. But this is no different than somebody who is addicted to something clearly destructive like refined sugar, alcohol, nicotine, right? So in our office, we're testing roughly 100 of these different types of foods to determine exactly how you react, right? You react differently than I do. Everybody is biochemically unique. It's like that expression. It's so literally true. One man's food is another man's poison. Here is a sample report. Don't know if you can see that. This is a real person. They are off the chart sensitive to commercial dairy, right? To wheat, to gluten, to eggs. But on the back, pineapple, green beans, avocado. See, this person is eating fruits and vegetables trying to lose weight. But the inflammation caused by those foods, she doesn't know it, is actually keeping her out of fat burning forever. Now, who could ever predict? Who could ever guess that green beans were the cause of her inability to lose weight? You couldn't guess, and that's why we don't. We test. Now, in the next video, we'll be talking about the 5 most common causes of these food sensitivities. In other words, yeah, they were hidden, and now we have technology to find them and to help your body heal. But hey, why did they occur in the first place? You know, don't you think that would be valuable in knowing why a food, right, could damage your digestive system and spike your immune response and cause inflammation? So stay tuned for that. Right? Hey, if you've learned something today, I hope you did, and you'd like to learn more. If you'd like to learn more about how we help our clients maximize their weight goals and their health goals, there's a few things you can do. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Right? Please follow us. Right? You can also visit us, of course, online on our website. Please share this with people, guys. You know, people do not get this education. They really don't. Do you know any parents with children with ADHD, behavioral disorders? Do you know any diabetics? Anybody in a wheelchair with multiple sclerosis? That's an autoimmune disease, right? These tests are very handy in those situations. Thyroid disorders, right? And maybe the best thing you can do is call us. Come on in. We invite you for a no obligation sit down with myself, one of the other doctors. Let's talk about your health goals. Let's talk about your weight loss concerns, okay? Appreciate you guys talking today. Again, you can reach the office directly at 973-376-8383. Look forward to that video tomorrow, and bye-bye for now.